One. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's MJR and Friends time. Let's roll.
Avoid legal snags by telling people they're being recorded. You are being recorded.
And literally, when I tell you 3 days, I'm just.
So long to do something like
Go.
whoa.
I would tell that person to just do it.
MJR and Friends time. We have Jillian Lauren. Jillian Lauren of Jillian Lauren. All right, Jillian, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
I am doing awesome. I am super excited, like always, to have a guest on the show to talk about their journey. I'm excited to hear your journey and why you do what you do. But before we begin, we're going to shout out Jillian. Where can they find you?
Mostly on Instagram or on my website, JillianLaurenArt.com. Instagram is JillianLauren.art. If you don't put the dot in there, you're not going to find it.
You'll find some other Jillian Lauren art. Or you might find someone named Jillian Laurent or something like that. So.
Yeah, there's a author in New York with the same name, Jillian Lauren.
Really?
So if you want to read some really cool some spooky stories, you can find your stuff there at Jillian Lauren on Instagram.
If you're listening, Jillian Lauren, let's collaborate. We'll get you two talking to each other. You can check our page, YouTube, MJR and Friends, my Instagram, Michael J. Rossi Jr., and MJRentertainment.com. The website is back up. It was down for like 3 weeks. I don't know what happened, but I figured it out in 5 seconds. So that's my fault. But anyway, let's get into it. Jillian, like the Backstreet Boys song, who are you, where you're from, and what you do?
Well, I am a self-taught artist out of Coventry, Rhode Island, and I predominantly paint portraits of different people, either that I meet on the street, if I just dream them up, or sometimes a celebrity as well. So,
What was the first time you realized I love doing this? I enjoy doing this. What made you get into artwork?
Honestly, it was back in preschool. We had a caveman project we had to do where you got to draw like a cave painting. And I was wicked excited because I got to get really dirty with a bunch of oil pastels and chalk, which was something you could not do at home because if it was messy, it was a no-go completely. So started there, and then I ended up doing the Light Bright Illumin Artist Contest when I was, I believe, 9 years old out of Providence, and that was wicked cool. And just seeing people get excited about watching someone draw and how people start a conversation because you were drawing really kind of cemented it for me. So,
is there one piece of artwork, and it doesn't have to be a painting, it could be a song, any form of art that has influenced you or that you saw and you're like, oh man, like I want to continue doing this. Like this has inspired me. Is there anything that has inspired you like that? Like
yeah.
one?
Well, I mean, music always. I think anything from the 40s, 70s, or 80s, huge 80s rock bands. Like geek, anything that has to do with it, just listening to it, like I'll See You in My Dreams by Giant, or even actually a little Kenny Loggins in there.
Yeah,
listening to them, it's
the Logs.
Honestly, like it just listen. Yeah, no, trust me, don't get me started on 80s music. You'll be here for the next 2 hours. But that and any song, I don't care what album it's from, by Billy Joel, is always great to listen to and just like get re-inspired to do something. Like The Night Is Still Young, I could listen to that 15 times in a row and still come up with like 5 or 6 different paintings in my mind just off of what it is, because I think his music kind of grows with you as you're going through life. So, yeah.
I would say that about
Really?
Before you get that, I would say yeah. Before I didn't like it. Like before I was like, and then it kind of grew on me. I'm like, pretty good. Yeah. But I know he has deeper music. He's way deeper than Uptown Girl. Like I get that.
Well, it's good because like the 60s meets the 80s, but it's or 50s shop kind of music doo-wop. But
yeah,
I don't know. Have more of a symphony background in it, or anything that he's covered over what Elvis Presley used to do. That's always wicked cool. Like Harper is awesome. Yeah.
Him. The last thing I'll say about him is like it's so crazy. Like he's still, but obviously before COVID, like him and like I think Elton John, like they're still selling out. It's like they'll always sell out. I don't think anyone will ever get sick of them.
No, absolutely not. It's incredible to watch them. Like I got to see Elton John in person, and that was incredible. So
That's awesome. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to get me started about 80s music too. We'll do a whole podcast on 80s music and
well, call me when you're ready, because
yeah, we'll do it. Hey, we're doing an April Madness tournament of our favorite artists. There's no genre, it's complete, like we're gonna do your 16 favorite artists. And I don't know what the format is gonna be. I can't even think of it. I don't know. But we're gonna I'll battle you with my favorite artists, like MJ versus some whatever it is. And
yeah, like
I don't.
Paul McCartney.
Yeah, like something like that. Yeah, and, I don't know. So, but anyway, maybe you can join in. I would love to go through. You sent me some of your artwork, and obviously you can refresh me to each one. But I would love for you just to describe the meaning behind them, what they are, why you did it, why you created them. So let's go through. You got some. I mean, if you haven't checked out our Instagram, I mean, you're nuts. You haven't lived life. You haven't lived life. My sister told me because she runs the businesses we love, and she was like, "Your page is the." Oh yeah, it's my sister. That's how I found out.
Oh no.
Yeah, I use her.
Oh, that's so cool.
But she said you're one of the most your page. Every time she puts something up of you or she sees your page, it's like, and I see it too on your Instagram. Like you're famous. You're famous. Like I should feel honored to be on here with you. What'd you say?
It was wicked. You. I said when I get noticed at a coffee shop, then we'll have that conversation about being famous. But that's the goal. Before we get into the artwork, do you I remember last time when we I'll consider it a tryout audition. You said you had some artwork in some places. Was that wrong? Yes, no, I do. It's actually really cool. So I recently got a licensing deal with Lauren at Low Ambition, and she is one of the most down-to-earth and coolest chicks you'll ever meet. But if you go down to her place, I think it's 2 Broad Street in Wesley, called Low Ambition. She's got a lot of really great perfumes and really, really cool products that she and her fiance make as well. And come the summer, we're actually going to make perfume out of a couple of different paintings that I have hanging down there. So if you get it's pretty cool. Got that, a couple masks coming out, other merchandise. So
explain that again. Yeah. So the perfume, you're gonna help design the fragrance.
So she's actually designing 4 different fragrances off of 4 different paintings that I have done, which is absolutely insane. Yeah, no, it's really cool, and it's awesome to work with someone who's as artistic and as down to earth as I like to think I am, because it's very easy to communicate that way and just to really have fun and really be able to be creative with different stuff. So if you get a chance to go check it out, it's Broad Street. Really. Broad
Street. And what's the name of it again?
Lohabition. So like prohibition, but LO instead of
Lohabition. Well, shout out to Lohabition. Shout out.
Yeah. 1,000.
Are you able to share if any of these pictures I'm showing, are any of them going to be part of the inspiration behind the fragrance or no?
I cannot do that at this time. No. Well, you'll have to check out this. Come take a whiff.
I'll have to check it out. All right, let's get into it. So I like to show this first one. Honestly, you go full out. Share your description, why you do it. I mean, why you did this, the meaning behind it. Go right ahead.
Well, the title of this one's called Shandy Have Another, and it's inspired by Gansets, like the Gansett beer that you can drink. And you'll see she actually has a tattoo on her finger saying Shandy. It was kind of like a combination of that and like the, Gansett girl persona. It was a half-witted attempt at making an attempt at a licensing deal with them. So if Gansett, you're listening, please give me a call. But it was very fun, very tongue-in-cheek.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Beach on a beer.
Wow. Yeah, this is. I mean, I gotta ask you, how long does it take for you to, on average, if there isn't even an average, how long normally to do a painting?
Depending on whether or not I can see it in my head or conceptualize it in my head, it'll take anywhere between about a day and 3 days for me to do it from start to finish. It also depends whether or not I'm including glitter in it. Like a lot of different paintings I will layer glitter in them so that it creates like a color shifting effect. So if you're sitting in one side of the room, something might like purple, and then someone on the other side of the room might see it and it looks hot pink or gold. That typically ends up taking about 3 days because the drying time on that is insane. So
Wow.
but
You ever do portraits?
Yeah, of course I do. Like commission portraits.
Like of
if you send me
people?
a picture, I'd paint you. Yeah.
Really?
But,
All right.
what do you mean? They're all people.
All right.
What are you referring?
No, like in like live in person too.
Yeah, no, I've
Like
done
if
those
I
before.
if I
Actually,
stood
yeah,
there like with my muscles or something like that, you would do it.
if you can flex for that long, then yeah, I can do that, no problem.
I no, I can't.
But-
I can't even. That flex is nothing there.
Well, anatomically, I don't think that's possible, but
If I knew what anatomically meant, I would continue on that joke, but I do not.
so like of your body. So what that means is you have to
Oh.
have it physically part of you. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. That was a scientific moment. Would you? All right, let's go into this one. I'm gonna make an assumption right now. This one is definitely a fragrance. You don't have to shake your head. You don't have to tell me anything. Don't even give it away. But I'm gonna make an assumption and feel that I'm right. That this one is definitely inspiring a fragrance. But don't even say anything. What's the meaning behind this picture? Why'd you do it?
So last year, Dell's actually had a contest called Delphi or Take a Delphi. So then the title of this became Want to Take a Delphi. Kind of like that song I think came out back in 2013 or 14.
Yeah, that was a jam.
About like taking a selfie. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
That was a banger.
No, this is actually. Okay, sure. I like the sarcasm, but if you go down to the Dell's headquarters, you'll actually see the painting hanging up there
Where's the headquarters?
in Cranston, Rhode Island. Actually,
Is
you
it
know
in
where
Cranston?
the 99 restaurant is? Yeah, right next
Yes.
to the Rookie. Yeah.
Oh, all right. I just saw the little, like, I never knew that was the full headquarters there. Oh, all right.
Neither did I
I love
until he contacted me about the painting.
Wow. I mean, this is
Yeah.
what's your edit like when you painted this? Is there like a factor of you looking it over and you're like, oh, I don't like this part and I have to do it again? Like, does that happen, or are you able to edit it like on the spot, like add a little paint here if you don't like a certain thing? How's the editing process work?
It's both. Again, it's more dependent upon the piece than it is the actual process. So I'll draw out something that looks kind of like a coloring book page where it's very simple. It's just so I get the idea of where all the light sources are. So where something looks really, really bright compared to where it's really, really dark. And then as you paint, you kind of mold the color to try and keep the same palette within that thing. Because if you make it brown is not always just brown. It's like one could be more cool brown, meaning it has more blues in it, versus a warmer brown, which is more reds. So it usually pretty early on, though, I know if I need to completely scrap the painting and start or keep going.
All right, awesome. All right, let's go into this one. Bam.
All right, that one is called Pella. So that was, I think, the fourth painting I did professionally as of 3 years ago, because I started professionally doing my artwork about 3 years ago. And it was a follow-up piece to the black and white one I think you'll see in a couple moments. It's actually kind of small, and it is one of the 2 paintings that I will not sell.
Really?
But
Can I ask you why?
yeah. Just because it was very significant in the process of getting my artwork started. Like I 3 years ago, I started my artwork back up because I met a guy and I wanted him to like see me and be like, whoa, all right, that chick's kind of cool, and think that I was on the same level of them. And through, yeah, I know that sounds really bad, but it's the truth of it. And this was I'm pretty sure it was either the 3rd or 4th one that I did after officially getting my LLC for my artwork, and trying to redefine what value was on a basic level too. And that's kind of the cool part about the artwork, is that through each woman that I paint, you kind of redefine little more bits of yourself and say this is worth something versus not being worth something. And that worth isn't really dependent upon the person looking at it. It's more about what the process was making the painting. Not to get too deep.
I agree. No. This is what it's all about.
Yeah.
So it obviously has a special meaning to you. It's priceless. Priceless for sure.
Yeah,
All right.
It just is a reminder.
Hmm.
I mean,
Mhm.
But the Mary might be worth the sale, but until that point, not yet.
All right, let's move into we have the next one right here. We have the black and white version.
So that's what started me getting back into all of it. That one I did in about a week because I actually drew it on one of the cardboard pieces of a box that I had moving into the apartment that I did just about the same exact time. But yeah, that's what really kickstarted me getting back into doing art. So it's kind of different than my usual style too. Fun, but it was just a good piece to get out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you get told it plenty of times. I mean, and I really mean this. These are amazing. I mean,
Thank you.
It really like it takes talent, but it also takes hard work, and I can see you like it's just this is your craft, this is your love. And bringing up that point, like what I like to ask this question a lot to some of the guests. What are some resources for you that you have used to become a better artist? And I mean books, YouTube, video, inspiration. Like what are some resources that you've used? People in life that have made you become better, want to be better.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, Instagram has been a huge proponent of that. Just being able to follow other artists and see what they paint. Stubbs, who is a famous artist, he's most known, and one of my favorite pictures by him is The Kiss. Just really looking at that particular painting and trying to break it down in my head to figure out how he got from point A to point B to a final product. That's been a huge proponent, and just really the repetition of it and the trust in yourself to know that what you put forward is you're able to do. Like, I know for me personally, I don't feel like to where I should be at it because I think I should have went to school for it and really got the formal training. And there's a lot of times where I start doing a piece that I, start to second guess what you're doing to a gallery. These people who can paint fine art portraits with a palette knife, which means just taking chunks of paint, scraping into a canvas, and all these things. And you start, my God, how can I compete with that? And you just, it's more about that mental game than it is really learning the technique. Because technique, I think, can be learned by anybody. It's more about learning psychologically what's going to make you get better, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that answer. All right, let's I mean, again, you can have all the talent in the world, but if you're not willing to get better or willing to learn or even adjust things, I mean, it's just not going to get you. It'll get you to a certain point, but it won't get you to the next level. But,
yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And that's the whole purpose.
All right. Of course. Of course. All right, let's move on to, we got two more. Your floor. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. This was another cool one. This is actually the start of a newer style that I'm trying to adapt into, which is using different foils on top of the canvas. This was actually one of two pieces I was hanging in the Attleboro Museum recently for their Back to Nature show. And I was wicked excited because 4 days with me posting it online, it sold, which was crazy.
Wow.
Full ask too, which is also very, very nice. But
Wow.
yeah, it's again another sign of when you picture something in your head, how quick it gets together. I did this painting in about 5 hours, so it was just kind of cool to see the progression of it and see when you can actually see what's in your mind on something.
Wow. Well, I gotta ask you, do you have like a everyone has like athletes have they have like that pregame routine, like certain professions or any profession, people have their things that get them hyped or get them into the zone to do it, get them in the focus. Like, is it a cup of coffee? Yeah. Is it tea? Is it water? Is it, I close my eyes for 10 minutes, soft music? What gets you in the zone?
Ago before I got COVID, it was definitely coffee. Since COVID, I got a heart condition, so I cannot drink coffee anymore, and that's probably the biggest killer. But I do have an Arted Up playlist I keep on my Spotify, and it doesn't matter where I'm putting the songs on. I mean, usually Purple Rain by Prince is the first one that I start off on, and then start just like a progression of a bunch of 80s remixes and 90s, and some on there, like there's a whole aggregation of different things that I like to listen to that you just kind of like start grooving, and then you start dancing a little bit. It's like, all right, I guess I'll start painting, or you see the to-do list that you got to get done. So you're like, oh, crap. All right, let me knocking those off. So yeah, that's the
Are you listening to like the whole Purple Rain album, or is it just that one song? Because you can't skimp out on that whole album.
No, I mean, you can't skimp out on the whole album, but if I'm sitting there the only time doing that, all I'm going to do is paint pictures in purple, which is, not a bad thing, but not always what I can do. I mean, now Purple Rain goes on there 1999, and then Raspberry Beret, that's also on there, I think, too. I got to go through the whole list. I think I have like 5.5 hours worth of songs on that one, but no, there's
awesome.
a couple by Prince. There's a lot of Phil Collins on there. There's a lot of Genesis.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yes! Are we talking like...
Oh, you're like, yeah.
Are we talking... Oh, I love Phil Collins. Are we talking like solo Phil Collins, Genesis Phil Collins, both?
No, both of them. Of course, both. No, you need
Yeah.
both. I mean, solo Phil Collins is always awesome to listen to, but once he really broke off, he got more into the Disney scene than he did, the true Battle of the Drums and a lot of cool techno EPs going on and all that good stuff. So, I mean,
Beast.
I Dance is probably one of my favorite songs during that time, listening to it, or Nights really good.
Yeah.
Or Don't Forget My Number. That's also DSC. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Billy,
really good music by it.
Billy, don't you lose my number, 'cause you're not anywhere. Yeah, I love that song. Love it. Actually, to anyone listening, we did a top 5 Phil Collins, our favorite Phil Collins songs, like last year when I first started this podcast. So you can check that out. And before, because again, you brought up music, and I love music. Before I continue to the final painting, Phil Collins is like the guy that like as you grow up, you get more into, like in a dad, like you said about Billy Joel, like certain songs you get
absolutely.
into. You might. That's what happened with Phil Collins. Oh, I love the dude. Love the dude. All right.
Oh yeah.
We have one more. Oh yeah. All right, we have one more picture. Tell us about this picture.
Okay, so this is my #gold up painting, which is kind of like a pun on the glow up challenge of everything. It's the very first time I did the color shifting paint. Sold that in New York last year before COVID hit at the last show I was able to do with Conception Art Show. And you can't see in this particular picture, but the red actually goes to purple, and then the gold goes to like this blue color. And it was just really, really cool. And I was super excited to the guy that bought it because he looked just like Billy Joel. And I had to stop for like 2 seconds freaking out when I was at the show thinking it was it. And it's the most liked picture I actually have on my Instagram, and like at 2,600 likes on it, if I remember correctly, which is really cool.
Forget the coffee.
But, yeah.
Forget someone saying hi to you in a coffee house. You got 2,600 likes on Instagram. You're famous.
On a single picture, though.
That's okay.
We'll see.
That's okay. Some people can't say they got that many likes. Over their stinking lifetime of Instagram, some people can't say they got that many likes. So, Jillian, like I've said, these are amazing. I mean, just to run through them one more time. I mean, these are so much detail, so crisp, so it's just they're beautiful. They're beautiful. Do you ever like? Do you try to hit a certain quota in terms of like, I want to do one painting a week, or is it one week you'll just mentally just not have anything, and in some weeks you're blasting out 4 or 5? Or do you try to have a goal? Do you have a goal for yourself that's like, I must do 1 or 2 every single week?
Yeah, I mean, right now I definitely have a goal of that because I am actually booked out for the entire summer with the different shows I have to do and the different gallery hangings. So if I don't complete at least 4 paintings a week, then I'm going to be short paintings, which is not good. That doesn't also mean that there aren't still those lulls or the artist block that I guess you can call it, where you might start painting something and then it doesn't look exactly how you, so you put it away, and then if you're like me, you have a temper and you start going down a track of this is horrible, this is not working, forget about this one, and then you return to it too. But no, it's have the luxury of not getting a quota done right now. So ask me that question again in about 8 months and hopefully it'll be different. But right now I need to do about 4 or 5 paintings a week. So fingers crossed.
All right. Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. All right. I got 2 final questions for you. and then we're gonna play our game. Number one,
Mhm.
these are tough ones. So if you had
Okay.
man, I just lost my train of thought. Okay, in 10 words or less, what piece of advice would you give to any person,
hmm
any age, in any profession, and maybe we could stick to artwork, in any profession, 10 words or less, what's the piece of advice based off your journey you would give them? Boom.
Trying to count 10 words. Hold on. Your perspective is what the difference.
Your perspective is the difference?
Yep.
All right, let's see. Your perspective is that was the best one I've heard in 5. And that was in 5 words. That was in 5 words. All right. All right. I like that. All right. Final one.
Right.
Final one. I'm going to turn it on you now. You're the host right now. What's one question you would ask me?
Okay. Can I ask a lead-up question? As I'm asking a lead-up question, does it have to be specifically about your podcasts or in general?
It could be about it could be anything.
All right. How do you think your music taste has affected your life up until this point? Or influenced it?
I mean, I would say about like 95%. Really, I mean, music has such a way of influencing you, just like art. I mean, it may not to me. Music might not affect you. I'm just using it as an example. It might not affect other people as much as it does to me.
Yeah.
Artwork might not affect me as much as it does to other, like certain things. Sports might not affect people as much as it does to someone else. Music is definitely. As I've gotten older, I think watching, like going deep into the stories of musicians, like maybe Michael Jackson or Prince or like Phil Collins, and their work ethic in the way Tupac, one of my favorites, and just based off his work ethic, like blasting out 10 albums and like he's just their work ethic. That's what kind of matured me, and I'm not saying I'm any of them. I'm not, but learning from them, it's definitely, oh my God, the music. And it influences your friends too. Like all my friends love the 80s, the 90s. All my friends love throwbacks. And when I DJ, I love throwbacks. So it's like, it's definitely, especially being a DJ, it's influenced it.
Okay.
I would say 95%. And I would say nature, the other 5%. Just nature. Leaves.
What about nature?
I don't know. I was just saying, like natural influences. I don't know. I don't know. Just like natural life. Should have chose that instead of nature. Natural life.
Yeah.
That's it. Leaves do not influence me.
That's all right. I mean, blowing the winds of change.
You can check out Jillian and Instagram at Jillian Lauren R. Jillian. This has been so interesting, and your work is beautiful. But now it's time to put you on blast because we're going to play a little game right now, and that game is called Name That. Boom.
It's time to play Name That.
All right. So today's name of the game is called Name That. Name that artwork. So here's what's going to happen, Jillian. I am going to put up a picture of a rare artwork, a rare piece of art, and you have to name what the artwork is. Are you ready for this?
I said you to go to school for this. Not really, but I guess we'll try it anyway.
I will make you feel a little bit better. Mainly everyone does terrible on this game. So yeah. So let's do it. All right, first one. What is this called?
Something Revolution.
That is in.
I tell you, it's an impression probably done in the hundreds.
Did you say the 1900s?
Hold on. I'm gonna get really close to this for a second. Hold on. No, I'm gonna say it's probably something painted in like 1610 or 1620. Just based
All
on
right.
the way
Well,
the
that is
are.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, that is
No.
definitely incorrect. And that is okay because everyone gets it incorrect here on MJR and Friends. This picture is called oh, hold on, I got it right here. This is called the Battle of San Jacinto, and this was done in 1901. So yeah,
okay.
that's random fact of the day. All right, you are 0 for 1. All right, next
Wow.
one.
Okay, cool. That's a butcher painting. That's all I'm gonna say on it. I haven't the slightest clue. I mean, the lights
This-
on it's fantastic, but so it's probably
Yeah.
Renaissance.
It looks it. It looks it. This is called the Caravaggio. This was done in the late 16th to early 17th
Okay.
century. So,
So that's
That's what it
Renaissance.
is. is that the Renaissance? I couldn't remember.
Do you know what it means?
Do I know what it means? It says
Probably not the right thing for me to guess on that one, but do you know what it means?
well, I have the description. I mean, we can go full on. So this is it was so someone found this in an attic of a rare house of an old ancient house. Let's see. The painting citing it does not say at all what it means. It just has the history of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess this artwork is
Cool beans.
controversial. It's controversial, so but we're not going to get into that. So anyway, so that's that one. So you are 0 for 2 right now. Let's go into this is a nice one. I like this. This is my favorite one
Is
out
that
of
what the word means in Italian?
I guess so. I guess no, that's the name of the painting. But this is by a very famous artist. I actually know who the artist is. What is this painting called?
And oh,
All right,
listen, I'm 0 for 3. I'm here to say that.
No. I'm giving you a half a point because it is Van Gogh. This is called Sunset at Montmajour.
Okay.
Yeah, done in
Montmajour?
1988, 1888, something like that. Yeah, Mount Major, something like that. So, all right, we are 0 for 3. I'll give you a half out of 3. All right, let's do. You're doing excellent. Doing excellent. All right, next one.
Okay. Yeah. You're killing me, Sleep. The heck?
That's the goal of this game.
And it's oil paint. Yeah.
Unfortunately, oil paint is not the correct
No.
answer.
I don't know.
I'm loving this. I'm waiting for someone to do this to me where I can be wrong all the time. This is called the.
Yeah.
This is called,
80s music.
oh, I know. This is called the
Don't
unconscious
worry.
patient. The unconscious patient, an allegory of smell, painted between 1624 and 1625. Yeah, it is oil painting though, so I'll give you a half. It says it here, so I'm going to give you a 1 out of 4 right now. So you're at 20%. You're at 20%.
25%. 20.
You will be at 20% because you're going to get the next one wrong.
If it's 1 out of 5, then yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm future telling it because you're going to be wrong this next one.
Oh, thank
I already
you for
feel
your
it.
confidence. I appreciate it.
I already feel it. Here's this one. It's the final one.
No, that's Jackson Pollock.
What?
I don't know the name. I know it's by Pollock though.
Well, it's untitled, so you get it right. Whoa. Whoa. All right. Yes. You got it right. Well, yeah, by Jackson Pollock. It's untitled.
Right,
so you get it right. So you're 2 out of 5, which makes you at 40%.
So 33%.
40%. Don't question the math guy.
Okay.
You got a 2 out of 5, and I'm gonna hit you with a bonus one from a previous episode I did. Name this TV show.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I know it's on the same channel that in the 90s, I think. Well, here's another fun fact. The TV allowance when I was a kid was very, very restricted. So, unless it's probably like one of the Real Housewives, I'm not going to know it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this ends our
I
game
wasn't
of
up when I was a kid. But it was what?
Well, I said, ladies and gentlemen, this ends our game of Name That. That was Rocket Power, by the way. That has been named that. You did pretty good though. You got 40%. I targeted a lot of people, so I'm actually 40%. You got 40% right. So you did good. You did good. You did good, kid. All right, that's been Name That.
It's time to play Name That.
All right, Jillian, we've come to the end of the podcast. Thank you so much today for coming on and sharing your wonderful pieces of art, your mindset behind what you do. And this has been great. So I hope you really enjoyed coming on today. And viewers, you can check her out. Instagram at JillianLauren.art. If you do Jillian Lauren, you're going to go to an author. So you'll follow both of them. And maybe we'll get Jillian Lauren to come on one day and talk about her books, whatever she writes about. So you can check her out on their Instagram at Jillian Lauren, and please check out her artwork, share it, do everything. And hopefully when fragrances come out, she'll come back on and talk about her fragrances. So that would be awesome because she can't share any details yet. So, but that would be great. Jillian, again, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And you can check us out, MJR and Friends, MJR Podcast Family, with our other boatload of podcasts, Studs Podcast, Meet Up with Mila, the Dab Podcast. You can check them all out. MJR Podcast Family, MJRentertainment.com/MJR Podcast Family. For everyone here at MJR and Friends, that's just me. But for everyone here, for viewers like you, thank you, like PBS. And we are done. Take care.
Avoid legal snags by telling people they're being recorded. You are being recorded.
And literally, when I tell you 3 days, I'm just.
So long to do something like
Go.
whoa.
I would tell that person to just do it.
Yeah.